Alright, so I'm checking out this Overwintered Michigan nuke colony, and so we are in mid-March right now, March 12th, I believe. This colony was a nuke on August 1st. It was 5 frames of bees with a brand new queen. She started laying right around August 1st. She quickly filled this box up, and I put a super of honey on top of that. Just for extra winter stores, and I'm glad I did, because they have moved up to here and they are in their food stores up top. And I'm going to take this top lid off here. And let's see here. Get a good look inside here. So what we got going right now is we have bees all the way up to the top. I have bees all the way up to the top here, and they're consuming the sugar. We got a pollen patty there, which looks like there's still plenty of it left. There's plenty on that sugar brick. You can see the bees are all the way over to here and all the way over to there. And I think pretty soon I might have to come in here, smoke them down, and clean this up, because I don't want them to start building comb in here. Okay, so this is the medium. So they are all the way over to here, to there. I haven't pulled frames. I'm not gonna. It's still a little bit too early in the season to start doing that. I like working these bees so far. They seem to be pretty gentle. I am concerned at some point they're gonna start building comb on the top of this, so I think we're probably a week or two away, depending on the weather, what we want to do here. But so anyway, this colony is all the way across here. Okay, most of the frames here, you can see they're in probably 8 frames, 7-8 frames here. And then on the bottom, when I crack the box here, it's probably easier if I crack it from the front. If I crack this box, it doesn't want to crack right now, but anyway, trust me on this, I already cracked it once. They are from about here to here on the top, so they're probably already making brood in there. I would love to pull some frames to take a peek, but I am quite concerned about this colony wanting to swarm pretty early, so I am going to have to get a box on here. I'm venturing to guess today is mid-March. Ah, boy, I can't flip. So here's something you should know. You wouldn't want to flip these boxes, okay? Now, why do I say that? All right, so as best as I can tell right now, because the brood nest gets smaller here, it's wider here and here, that tells me this is the bottom of the brood nest, right? So I can go like this and look that the brood nest is probably right in here. If I took this box and put it down on the bottom, this section of the brood nest right here is going to be isolated at the top, and if it gets cold, any brood that might be in there is going to be chilled. So it's still early to flip boxes anyway right now, but I think that's a poor idea. on this colony right now. This, obviously, this colony is going to be dropping down, but the problem is I'm going to probably in about, I'm guessing within 3 weeks, depending on the weather, if the weather is normal, I'm probably going to have to put another box on top of this. And that's cool. I'm okay with that. I would love to take the medium out of here, but it's just not going to happen right now. So I'll probably put another deep on top and then let her go, and that's that. So anyway, that's the story with this colony. But I mean, this colony looks fantastic for you can see them festooning here. So basically, just so you guys know, I took 4 colonies into winter locally here. All 4 were Nucleus colonies. I knew one was weak in the spring, and that colony died in November. They had queen issues, and so I just don't think they could keep up. They didn't have enough winter bees, and when things got really cold in November, they died on me. Okay, so besides the 4 colonies that I took here at my home, I have 3 that are living. This was a very heavy-duty nuke. I would call that on the verge of being a full-size colony. But here's the important thing. A new queen, after the winter solstice, she laid it up like crazy. So she got probably 2 cycles of brood in. And she, at one point, had every frame. Well, I'm sorry, she had 9 frames of brood in August. So that's all your winter bees. And look, proof is in the pudding. This is why you want to do that right here. All right, I'm going to get the top back on and let these girls warm up. Don't want to chill any brood. And anyway, but you know, so the other Nucleus colonies that I have are in this double nuke setup right here. And as you can see, I had put some paint on them, some tape, and the tape is just peeling right off, but that's all right. So anyway, the tape I just kind of used to seal up the gap here in this double nuke. But these guys are cranking, you know, they're cranking right now. They have the whole top box full, and I might just pop one of these here in a second too, just for the fun of it. Anyway, they still aren't in here taking any of this, but that's all right. They're getting water and taking care of business there, and that's it. So I'll let you know if I pop one of these double nukes. So I've got 3. Basically, I overwintered 4 Nucleus colonies. One was a very strong Nucleus colony. You could probably make a good argument that it wasn't a Nucleus colony. And 3 of the 4 have made it to mid-March. I don't see any reason why they should die out now. In fact, these colonies look like they're putting, they have more bees than they did about a month ago. So the advantage here with this double nuke is that the bees can huddle along this middle wall and share heat. So that's it. All right, let's see if we can pop one of these boxes maybe. All right, I told you that I was probably going to crack this box open. And by the way, the reason I put tape right here, is because there's kind of a small little gap there, and I don't want air going through there. It'll kind of cool the brood nest off. But anyway, I cracked this box open. So there's the bees are across the whole top on both sides of the double nuke. I cracked this box open, and I lifted the top and I looked, and there's bees in both boxes. So also on this colony, I was telling you that I thought the cluster was small in the bottom box. I cracked that box open too, turned it to the side. They're on 8 frames down there. I was wrong. So that box. I got some nice sized colonies on my hands here. So you know, I listened to Michael Palmer and a few other people that talked about overwintering nukes. And you know, so just so you know my story, last year I went in. I had 2 colonies. I started off with 2 colonies here, and those colonies, one of the colonies was really mean, and so I tried to requeen it. They didn't take the new queen. Anyway, to make a long story short, I actually had to kill that colony. That was really frustrating. So, you know, if that would have been just an average colony, it's very possible I would have probably gone through, I would have gone into winter with 5 or 6 colonies. But anyway, and the interesting thing is the one that died in November came from that colony. So the other colony that I had, I took a split out of it, a 5-frame split in July. Put a virgin queen in. The virgin queen did not take. They had made a queen cell. I can't remember exactly how that worked out. I think I gave them a frame of brood from the mama from now I'm confused. Anyway, I gave them a frame of brood from my remaining colony. Put it in there. They made a queen out of it. She came back and laid like a beast. Then the other colony that I took the frame of brood out of, I found that queen. I made a nuke out of that, gave it to a friend, and it made it through most of the winter, but about a month ago it didn't make it. It died. But in a 5-frame nuke, it did really good. And but I took that colony, whatever was remaining, I took 16 frames, and I put them in this double nuke. So this is 4 frames right here over 4 frames on both sides. And I put 2 brand new queens, VSH queens from a local queen breeder here. And they were late queens, so after July, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for young queens. And I believe when I did this was August. Sometime in August. I mean, they didn't really have a long time to build up. But anyway, young queens, that's the important thing. I'm telling you. I can tell you right now, I got my mite treatments in August, early August. That was the one thing. Mite treatments, young queens, lots of fat bees for the winter. We had a great goldenrod and aster flow for a straight month. From like late August all the way through September here. I mean, it was just non-stop asters and goldenrod. And the top box in both of these were full. You know, although this queen on this side had gone in, she still had 2 frames of brood up here, and they were backfilling it as that brood was hatching. The queen on the other side slowed down a little earlier. I was actually a little bit worried about her, but I'd venture to guess that they're both doing about equally at this point now. So awesome. I'm really stoked. I'm really excited about the new bee season. So what are my plans for these bees? Let's see. This colony here, this is from a Carniolan mutt. She's a mutt. There's no doubt about it. But I think Mama was a Carniolan. A really beautiful dark queen. She is not beautiful in dark, by the way. She is lighter colored, more like a bronze. And I'm going to breed from her, from this one right here. I'm going to make a bunch of splits from her. She's also going to produce honey. I've got to test out if she can produce any honey. So there's no reason, except my only concern right now is that there's a possibility that they swarm. So, because that cluster is big as a basketball right now in there, and this is March, mid-March. I don't even know if they're brooding up yet. I didn't pull any frames to see, but I have to imagine they've got a little bit of brood in there. So I'm going to breed from her, and I think I'm going to breed from the one on this side, VSH Queen. This way I'm going to have mostly VSH, and this one's a locally mated. This was a locally mated VSH Queen too, so I believe it's like there's some Russian in the lines. So there's actually I think the line of these are Sam Comfort bees. So I know that he's used Russian genetics, and so yeah. So basically, I'm probably talking. I think I'm excited actually. I think I'm really excited about bee season, to tell you the truth. So anyway, I'm gonna do it probably 50-50 here. Most of my bees I'm gonna split from this one over here and this one over here. But they're all going to get bigger boxes here really soon actually. I gotta tell you, as soon as the maple starts flowing, it seems like I looked at the forecast, the weather's moderate. High 40s for the next week. Today was 50 and they were flying all over the place today. And I've checked the maple trees. The maple buds are just getting there, so probably another week or two and those maple buds are going to be opening. And if the weather stays okay, we're going to be producing some babies. And with that being said, these bees are going to need to get into some boxes. So that's the story. I love it. I'm excited, and you know, I hope you are too about your beekeeping this year. All right. I probably rambled. I don't even know what I said. Don't even remember what I said. But you know, anyway, let's say bye to the girls. What are you doing there, youngster? Ooh, that one attacked. Did not like how close the phone was. The feisty little thing. All right. All right, cool. Take care.